Okay, we're gonna go over two lower body exercises using a pretty thick band. So we're gonna do a banded deadlift and a banded squat. I give these to some of my older folks or anybody that doesn't have access to a lot of gym equipment. For the older folks, if they're not quite ready to get up under a bar or start, throwing around a lot of heavy weight, this is a good place to start to get the form down with a little bit of resistance. So I'm gonna show two different angles of each one of this. We will start with the deadlift. So we'll start facing front. I'm gonna get my feet a little bit wider than shoulders. I want that band right the middle, or hitting the middle of each foot. So for this deadlift motion, I've got a tiny bit of bend in my knees. I'm gonna pretty much keep that level of bend through the whole motion until I get all the way up top and I lock it out. So when I go down through this motion, I'm just unlocking the knees a tiny bit and that's it. I'm not squatting way down with them. It's just a little unlock. And then all of the motion is coming through my hips. So I'm bending through the waist to make this motion happen. Knees are staying right at the same spot with just a little bit of bend in them. And then all of the rest of the motion is coming through my hips. So what that looks like with the band is I'm gonna kind of start down low, get a good grip nice and low on this band, and then I'm coming up tall with it. Let it pull you on down, bending through the waist and the hips, not the knees, and on back up. I wanna come up into good posture here. So from the side, this is you'll see here the knee to hip level of bend. So starting down here, just a tiny bit of bend in the knees, most of the motion's coming from waist and hips. As I'm doing this, I want to look forward. That'll help me keep my back straight. So that's the other component to this. I don't want this up and down. I want shoulder blades back. Back is nice and straight, bending through the hips so that my back stays pretty flat when I get down here to the bottom of this motion. So don't round out here. Keep it stiff, tip through the hips, and on back up. So there's your banded deadlift. Now for the banded squat, similar, except this time we're gonna let the knees bend. A problem I see a lot of people run into when we start to squat a little bit and go through mechanics is they want to bend just the knees and not the hips at all. What happens is they will start to bend those knees and it sits them straight back until they lose a little bit of balance. So you do have to let the hips bend a little bit as you're bending your knees on this one. So as I bend my knees, I'm folding at the waist a little bit. That keeps my center of mass straight over the top of my feet right here so that I can hit a nice deep squat there. So same thing as we did with the deadlift. I'm gonna start at the bottom of the motion, get a good low grip on this tough band, squatting on up through the knees into a good straight posture, bending at knees and hips, on back up. There is your banded squat. So banded squat, banded deadlift, both these are great for just working on lower extremity, lower body, a little bit of core. From there, then we can start talking about some free weights, start talking about using the bars a little bit, try to get some real resistance thrown on there. But give those a shot. Good work for the lower body. There you go.